In the Lifelong Learning Centre, we are particularly interested in working with adults from socially deprived communities. What we're seeking to do is to encourage people to see university as an option for them and their families. We are passionately interested in adult community education.
The area I grew up in was just a couple of miles away from this university. It was Meanwood. A very poor council estate. It was called the White Houses. Leeds University Tower was a marker on the skyline, a curiosity rather than somewhere where we aim to go.
It's been quite life-changing, literally, for a number of my students. Most of them initially had the same reaction that I had initially, which is like, why are we going to the university? I'm not going to be going to university. I haven't even got English or maths. I left school at 15.
Well, one of my dreams to actually get into the law school at Leeds, or anywhere, to be honest, from being a small child. I didn't think that were accessible to me because I'd gained a criminal record while I'd been drinking and doing other stuff in my life.
Many students come to Leeds University with preconceived ideas that higher education is just available to a select and privileged few. And the workshops raise their awareness through having learning champions come in and speaking of their learning journey, and that connects with the students at the workshop that actually higher education is available and accessible for me too. And as a consequence, we have seen an increase of students changing their mind about HE and going on to progress and fulfil their potential.
If I can do it, anybody can do it. And things do just work out for the best, you know. Once you've set your mind on wanting to do, come to the university, it's amazing how many different opportunities just open up to you and things fall into place.
University is not a natural progression for customers who have not been to school or college. And university is seen as out of reach, but the University Lifelong Learning Centre branches out to give customers the confidence and help us as partners open doors for some of these customers for them to access the university.
The Lifelong Learning Centre is really privileged to have a group of adult students who are absolutely evangelical about education. These are our learning champions. They are a diverse group of adults who've all had their own individual learning journeys to the university, and they are really keen to be involved in all aspects of our work and are truly, truly inspiring.
We met the mentors, the learning champions, I think they're called. That was great for people because a lot of those people seem to have a similar shared lived experience. So straight away there was a connection between people. That was just fantastic. And we had a little tour around the university because for a lot of these people, you know, possibly the university is a mysterious place, or it's for other people, you know. So this sort of, hold on, there's people like me here. You know, they're not just all 18 and from a certain background.
With the learning champions, with my work where I'm speaking from the heart, I'm telling the truth. I'm speaking about me and my journey as an independent learner. It just comes naturally to me. It comes natural that I want to tell people. I'm excited about people getting back into higher education, people from backgrounds similar to mine.
An essential part of our work is our partnerships with education and other organisations that work in the community. We could not do the work we do without them.
We see it as very important that the LLC has a presence within communities. This is because it provides a space for people to think critically. We try and encourage people to think about their situation and ask questions. and think critically about their situation and also the wider world, and see education as a way of continuing this education within further education, but also within higher education. So it's a route which gives people space really to question and think.
We have GCSE Maths and English, and the Lifelong Learning Centre support us by coming in, doing some of the sessions, providing some specialist staff, and then they open up visit days so that our students can go over there. They do that as well with the creative writing courses that we have, because often people are looking at moving on with those as well. It's a very easy relationship, which means that our students, who are people who really generally find it quite difficult to get involved in learning or have had a bad experience in the past, it's quite often why they come to Swarthmore, because we're a kind of friendly place and not too formal. And because of our involvement with the university, they then can see that actually higher education is a possibility for everybody and anybody, and so we make it much more accessible and friendly.
Several students that have actually initially, when doing GCSE with me, really had confidence issues, didn't think HE was for them, and through encouragement, the right sort of support, they've gone on. One gentleman was in his 50s and has gone on to do a business degree. Another young lady I've taught last year, she's now at the end of her foundation degree, that previously wouldn't have entertained the idea of higher education. And there are several more that have gone on and progressed as a consequence of attending the workshops. So they're absolutely vital for lifting awareness and getting people on to higher education that they may not have considered before.
The partnership we have with the Lifelong Learning Centre is really valuable for us because some of our families have left schools with not many qualifications, so it's a matter of trying to get them back in, and a lot of our families are enthusiastic about coming back into education.
Information, advice and guidance, usually called IAG, and financial advice is absolutely essential to the work that we do, particularly at this time when there is very few advice and guidance services for adults. We can offer an impartial service and we can offer it free to anyone who is interested.
I see it as a gateway towards entering a Russell Group university, highly competitive university. And the Lifelong Learning Centre, you could say, is an entry point for those people who otherwise wouldn't see the University of Leeds as an institution they would be able to come to.
We're trying to raise people's aspirations to come to a university like Leeds, and that has its own challenges because it's a renowned and very well regarded institution with high entry requirements, and I think time has shown over the years that it doesn't matter what the starting point of some of the learners is, that they can still do fantastically well and hold their own in degrees across the institution against students from very different backgrounds.
Our biggest challenge at the moment is the government cuts to the FE system, particularly to adult education. So the community bases that we've worked with for many, many years, probably about 20 years, have been closed down. So the route for adults to progress their education, to get the entry requirements that universities require, and also for their own development, such as GCSEs, are just being shut down. So we are very, very worried about that at the moment, because now there used to be 20-something community centres, now there's 3 in Leeds.
Opportunities are becoming more limited. There are a lot of cutbacks in local further education, and that makes it difficult for people to get on the first rungs of the ladder, to make those first steps into education, particularly in their local areas when they're still building their confidence to go outside their immediate reality.